and some clouds, 67. Friday, 73. We do have the potential of some rain and maybe a thunderstorm over this Memorial Day weekend. But right now it's sunny, windy, and 60 degrees downtown at 9:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Hey, it's the Cardinal Cowboy. The beginning of the new season is a perfect time for a tune-up from my friends at Renner Garage Door. Need a new door? Get a free replacement quote today. RennerDoorSTL.com. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Chris, Ranji, Amy, Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, good morning, friends. How we doing? It is the Chris and Amy Show, 104.1 FM, KMOX. We've got Hancock and Kelly sitting in with us today.
Because it's Friday.
It's not... But I did wake up today thinking it was Thursday, and it's Wednesday, which sucks. But here we are, Hancock and Kelly with Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX. Yeah, already.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Mayor Kara Spencer has placed the SEMA commissioner, the City of Management, the City Emergency Management Commissioner on leave after a failure on Friday with the tornado sirens. We are expecting a press conference to happen here shortly.
And the city of St. Louis continues to ask for federal help. I believe FEMA is expected today to do their initial assessment of the damage.
Cardinals have a rubber match against the Detroit Tigers this afternoon, 12:15 first pitch. They lost last night. Yeah, it happens.
Barely. Their last 3 losses
barely.
Have been barely losses.
That's right. They are in every game pretty much.
One run.
I know.
One run losses the last 3.
I can handle that for now. But they are playing today, 12:15. So that means we are done early, folks, because there is an 11:20 pregame show on KMOX.
Do you all get paid when you get time
First
off
of
like
all,
this?
that's rude.
Hold on
That's
a second.
rude.
Yeah, where's that coming from?
Well, I'm just asking.
What
Do you
kind of
get paid?
question?
No,
Yeah.
we don't get paid.
No, we're paying to go to the game.
Yeah.
You are, but you guys.
I do pay for parking in this parking lot out here where you can't see the lines.
Oh, they take it out of my paycheck.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't realize that for several months in because I don't look at the pay stub. I don't pay close
You
attention
gotta
to
look
what's
at the
coming
stub
out.
there, right?
Well, I looked at the stub and I went, "Oh, parking! I didn't know we were paying for parking here. I thought it was a nice
Can I
gesture."
And I bet I pay the same for parking here, and I'm
Yeah.
here one day a week that you all pay when you're here 5 days a week.
100%.
You
You
should
pay
just
the
come
same.
here and park just to park,
You know what?
just to use it.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to leave my car here.
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll take me home, right?
I'll take you to the ball game and then I'll take you back to your car.
Oh, all right.
And then you're going to have to take yourself back
All right,
out
fine.
to God's
I'll do
country.
it. We found out today, unbelievable, that I always thought, had assumed that Michael and I met in 2002.
Well, I think that's true.
No, we met quite likely in 2001.
Quite likely, yes.
Because we were
Wow.
both running the redistricting efforts for our respective political parties in Missouri in 2001. And he
like
was
gerrymandering?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were gerrymandering.
We were fighting
yeah.
with each other to gerrymander the red district.
And
sat in that godforsaken office building in the outskirts of Jefferson City for like 2 weeks straight.
so, so we had just taken the majority in the Missouri General Assembly. And in the Senate, we hadn't taken the House yet, and we're redrawing the lines for the state. And one of my members, so you've got a commission that's appointed, and they have to work things out. And one of my commission members was about to cave and support the Democrat map.
Oh gosh,
I
what
can't-
happened?
Well, so
Did you
I
pay him
threw a
off?
fit. No. But Jerry Hunter, an attorney in St. Louis here at Bryan Cave, he was one of my commission members, and he and Jeff Rowe, a political operative, got the guy back on the reservation. But the real story here was the night this all went down, I'd put the wrong stuff on my contact lens. And
What do you mean?
and I
Put like hot sauce or something.
I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, it scratched my cornea. and
no.
pain like I've never had. I mean,
no.
your eye pain, and so I literally cannot see, and my eye is killing me. And I got my eyes closed, and I'm in the room with our delegation, and I said, "Look at this map," which I couldn't see. And I said, "This is a terrible map." And well, we ended up prevailing.
Oh, you went to court.
We ended up.
The Republicans wanted to go to court.
Yeah,
so that they could have the judges.
They're litigious, aren't they?
Yeah, that's all they're all about
and,
these days.
And
Court.
we got the court to draw the map.
Is that because Jerry Hunter gerrymandered?
Well, he could have. No, the courts drew the map, and then the subsequent election in 2002.
Yeah.
I don't,
Wow.
Yeah, you don't like.
I
know
don't
what?
like to
Let-
talk, but
Let me ask you a question of you people drawing these lines.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make squares?
well,
Why
you
can't you
can't
make a damn square? Make
because
it easy.
You got to have it contiguous,
Why is it gotta-
compact.
Why do you have to make
and
it look like
equal
yeah
in
to help
population.
you? Why can't you make it look like you have to make it look like a snake all the time?
No,
These
no.
districts look like serpents.
If you go back and look at the maps from 2001, they're beautiful maps, and
It's
And
a
the
beautiful
judges
map.
drew 'em.
And-
It's a big, beautiful map.
it was a beautiful map, and the Republicans ended up taking control of the state house in the very next election, and which was
Wow.
one of the crowning achievements of my tenure as the executive director of the Missouri Republican Party.
Was there a funny little nodule on the map, and you're like, "See that? That's why we took control."
No, but we did in the process that year.
The world changed. They were going to get it no matter how
Yeah.
the map looked.
We had members of the General Assembly coming into the office to look at their districts, and I'll never forget Jet Banks. Remember JB
JB
Banks,
Jet Banks.
the senator from St. Louis, and we were showing him what we thought would be a good district for him, and we said, "How do you like this district?" And he said, "That's not where I live." And I said, "Your address is right here." He said, "That's where I stay, but that's not where I live."
Oh,
So we had to-
gosh.
we had to
I love that.
we had to adjust the lines ever so
Oh
slightly
my gosh.
to accommodate the late great Senator JB Jet Banks.
I
Oh.
love that
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh yeah.
That's
where I
really
stay.
funny.
It's not where I live.
So, do you guys ever, in the map drawing, do Republicans and Democrats often shake hands over the lines and go, "Hey, this works for both of us"?
Well, map drawing is one of the more controversial things that happens intra-party, meaning
Right.
inside your own party.
Hmm.
And so Republicans are well known to, and John Hancock knows a lot of the same political operatives inside the urban areas, because what they do is they go to them and say, "Listen, particular congressman, I'm going to give you a 95% Democratic performing district if you'll support my map." Well, if you're already there and you're ensured that you're going to get elected, and now you're going to vote for the Republicans at the cost of what? So then we start to see some of those St. Louis County seats going Republican, even though that it should be Democrat. So does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the
It's
beauty.
very adversarial. So John Hancock and the Republicans seem to get along really well with the urban areas whenever we start to draw.
And it's
maps.
true, because what you want to do ultimately, when you're doing the political gamesmanship, is you want the Democratic districts to be as democratic as possible.
Dense. That's what they're trying to do.
And then you want to create as
Dense, all
many
right.
54% Republican districts as you
Hmm.
can. So you pack and Democrats, much more so than Republicans, are geographically
packed,
packed. So-
particularly in St. Louis.
right. Well, yeah, and Kansas City's the same way,
Yeah.
and it used to be Columbia. Now it's just St. Louis and Kansas City. But and then you try and draw the rest of the state to be competitive with a Republican plus number. And that gets to be problematic because some Republicans want their districts to be more Republican than I wanted them to be, because I'm trying to maximize the number of seats we can win and compete in. So it's quite an interesting process, actually.
It is. And I knew all along when we were dealing with it that the Republicans wanted to go to court because they had control of the courts at the time. And to be honest with you, if you went by the court's rules, it was going to give probably a pretty favorable Republican map.
Right. And so that's how we met. And I assume we met. I don't remember meeting the little punk, but I that had to be. We had to have met then when I scratched my cornea.
Yeah, probably.
I had
Wow.
Dr. Judy in the emergency room. And he was treating me there, and I didn't look at him. I said to him, I said, "Say, you're not related to Judge Judy, are you?"
Oh my God.
Jerry Hunter and I
Did he
had
like that?
lasting scars from that battle. He
Yeah?
didn't much care for
Jerry-
me after that. He tried
Jerry
to get me
was-
fired here at KMOX.
Jerry was a rock star
Yeah.
during that redistricting.
Still
How many
around?
rock stars try to get somebody fired from their job? Is
Yeah.
that typical?
Still around?
Oh yeah, Jerry.
Still playing politics?
He's still practicing law.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, hello, Mr. Hunter.
He's a great guy. He listens, by the way.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, hold on. How did he try to get you fired? I want to hear this story.
Oh.
I don't know. He said that I was pushing Democratic causes on KMOX. This is back in the Rush Limbaugh days. He wrote a letter or something. I
Oh.
don't remember what it was.
Jerry likes you, man.
Yeah, he's a fine man. I've seen him in public places.
I've seen him in public.
Yeah, and we
places.
would talk to each other, but I know him from fighting for that map.
Yeah.
And
I
kinda
had
weird.
totally forgotten that we did
yeah.
that.
So we're gonna bury
Wow.
Kit Bond this week,
Oh.
and I spent my entire existence fighting Kit Bond. The same with John Hancock. I've gone and done nothing but fight against them, but. Like even in your own office environment where you work with people maybe you don't care for, you get to know each other and you do create a human element of connection. And so I did that with Jerry Hunter. I mean, created it wasn't all positive, but with Kit Bond, that'd be another person I created.
You had a real
relationship with.
bond.
I
there.
did. And you and I'd run into him occasionally. He always watched the show.
Yeah.
He was a common sense Republican from my sense, in that right now there's these stark lines that you had to go do. Kit Bond was one of the biggest advocates for St. Louis and Kansas City's public housing. That is not necessarily something Republicans carry a banner for.
Hancock and Kelly with us, Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX. As we mentioned, we are waiting for Kara Spencer to begin her press conference. She has, it appears she is working to make a change in the SEMA office after the commissioner failed at the job on Friday. There was a tornado siren failure. A lot of people didn't hear sirens because they didn't go off, which is a huge, huge problem. So we are going to send it. I believe they're in North City right now, but Mayor Kara Spencer is about to step up to the microphones and tell us what's going on. There's a very fascinating situation that happened. Going back to Friday, when I saw them online talking about, hey, I didn't hear any sirens. Did you hear sirens? And no, I didn't hear any sirens. So that's a problem when a massive storm is coming through.
Yes, and the fact, too, that our system is a button still. It's a physical button when so many of them are automated. The National Weather Service should be the only ones operating, sounding those alarms. But we had a physical button, and I guess all the people who have the capability of pushing the button were at a workshop on an afternoon when we knew bad storms were coming. It's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. How do you not know?
I don't know.
I mean,
how do you
that should be
send
your
everyone
job.
to a workshop?
It's astounding. So Mayor Spencer has not stepped up, but it looks like Mitch McCoy is at the microphone now. Let's listen into what he's having to say at the moment.
Today that we are going to provide an update each day. Today we are moved it up a little bit. We are going to reassess to see if we need to do another briefing later today. If that happens, we will notify you as quickly as possible. We will have Mayor Kara Spencer speak. Mayor Spencer is going to invite some other folks that are standing near her to speak. The mayor will then speak again to provide a detailed report on what was shared last night, and then she will answer questions in full today. Mayor Spencer.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mitch. I know, given the announcement that we made last night, you all have a lot of questions about the sirens and the actions we're taking as a result of that. I will get to that. I want to hold those questions for me. I will handle all those, and I want to turn it over to some of the other elected officials who represent the affected area. I'm going to start with Alderwoman Tyus.
Good morning. Thank you for all being here. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Yes, first of all, I want to thank Mayor Spencer. She has been incredible. From the time that it has happened, she has responded in the way that she is supposed to respond. My area, so much of my community was devastated. Reports of my house being demolished. That is not true. My fences are gone, but I'm safe. But There is nothing that I have asked of the mayor. And you guys know that if I'm not happy, I am not happy. And I let everybody know it. There is nothing that I have asked of this mayor that she has not done. She has gone above and beyond what is required of her. She's been in office 1 month. This is 100-year kind of things that happen. And she's responded. She's had Kings Highway cleaned in a matter of hours. Marcus, Euclid, Electric down, Ameren. She's done everything she's supposed to. I want to talk about the sirens because I was there when the sirens were put there. So there's an unfair narrative going on about the sirens. The sirens were not put there to be indoors. They were there for people outdoors. And they put them behind every alderperson's house. So I still have one. And even having a siren, I sometimes can't hear in my house. So do we need to update? Yes. Is it this mayor's fault? No. If we're going to put blame someplace, let's talk about the prior administrations who've been there for 4 years, and then Francis Slay, 16 years. So if you're going to blame somebody, blame the right people because she's doing everything she can. I stand by her. I am proud to be here. I hardly show up for press conferences because I'm not that root rah-rah person because I've been out in my community. I want to thank the fire chief. He saw me Sunday. I'm out talking to the people. We're having an event today at Cope Brilliance Presbyterian Church, which was demolished, but they're giving their parking lot, and we have people coming in serving 700 meals to the people in the neighborhood. You're all invited to come. I'm overwhelmed. I feel like just crying when I see what's happened. I'm so sorry for the couple. The man who lost his wife, that was one of my constituents. I hope the mayor will accompany me if I try to have a meeting with them. We care about every single person in the city of St. Louis. And Kara Spencer is doing her best to represent all of those people. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Laura Keys with the Elevated 11th Ward. And I just have to say that this has been a once in a, hopefully in my lifetime, experience. I've said this before, this is our Katrina. And that's not to take anything away from what the people in Louisiana went through. And in some cases, they're still going through it. So we know that this is going to be a very long road. It's not going to be weeks. It's not going to be months. It's going to be years before we can begin to bounce back. Within probably an hour of the storm, the mayor, Kara Spencer, called me herself. And that is how all of the communication has been. She has called me herself. Most mornings by 7:30, she has been on my phone calling me, letting me know what resources are out there. We are devastated. We are hurting. My house is damaged. I'm in this thing with everybody else. We're all going through this. I am so proud of the way community came together. Just block after block, I saw neighbors coming out of their houses with shovels and brooms and sawzalls and chainsaws and cutting down trees and debris to get the stuff cleared so that emergency vehicles could make it through our streets for people who may have needed help. I'm so proud of all of the business owners and restaurant owners who are feeding our people. So proud of all of the churches and non-for-profit organizations. While I'm up here, I just want to make mention that Team Jesus made it into St. Louis yesterday evening at around 6 o'clock. They are able to feed 5,000 people per day. They are located on the parking lot at Marcus and Natural Bridge. Please get the word out that if people are needing food resources, here's another location that you can go to make sure that you have resources. Naturally, in the Elevated 11th Ward, our O'Fallon Rec Center, Action St. Louis is there with a variety of other resources, personal hygiene materials, as well as food and all other things that are needed. Urban League, just tremendous. Tarps, wood. We were able to tarp, I think, about 15 single-story houses yesterday because of the resources they were able to provide. But once again, everything that can be done has been done. everything that we have called upon the administration to do for us. They have done so and done it quickly. And I can only be grateful. We've got a long road to go, and we've got to work together. I'm very disheartened to look at social media, and unfortunately, I had to unfriend some people. I'm sorry. I can't deal with all of the negativity when there are people out here who are hurting.
This is Alderwoman Laura Keyes speaking right now. We are expecting to hear back from the mayor, Kara Spencer, in just a few moments. She has made a change, it looks like, at the SEMA office with the commissioner after the tornado siren failure that happened on Friday. If the mayor is going to speak now, we will stick with her, but I don't believe so. No, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come back in just a bit. If the mayor steps up to the microphone during the commercial break, we will get right to the mayor. So stay right here on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Hey, St. Louis homeowners, are you thinking about upsizing, downsizing, or relocating this year? This is Debbie Monterey, and when life happens and you need to sell your home, I recommend you speak with trusted realtor Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria understands every seller situation is unique, which is why she's created custom programs to fit every home seller's needs. Many people move out of necessity, like for a new job or financial challenges. And that's why Gloria's created her guaranteed multiple cash offer program, giving you up to 6 of the best offers with at least 1 at 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference. Plus, you sell faster. Gloria did this for the Miller family in Clayton and got them more money than they were expecting and within their time frame. Gloria did it for them. She can do it for you. Get your offers today by calling Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888 or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. gloriahasthebuyers.com.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are joined by Dr. Albert Kim.
We're using not only molecules, but also machines to confront brain tumors. We have things like laser, which sounds a little science fiction, but lasers can be used to kill tumors. And we can use non-invasive surgeries. It's called focused ultrasound.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
LaPa, the most mouthwatering event of the year, is back Join us this Memorial Day weekend, May 23rd through the 26th for the St. Louis County Greek Fest at Assumption Greek Orthodox Church. Enjoy authentic Greek food, lively music, dancing, and church tours. Credit cards only. Visit stlgreekfest.com for full details.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, so I take this very seriously. Mark is a great attorney. He has a great team. He is from St. Louis. He is local. Call 314-628-9999 or visit cantorinjurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
If you're a State Farm customer affected by the recent tornado and need to submit a claim, go to statefarm.com, call 1-800-SF-CLAIM, download the State Farm mobile app, or contact your local State Farm agent. With one of the industry's largest catastrophe response teams, State Farm and your agent are ready to help. Go to statefarm.com to start your claim. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
KMOX is everywhere. 1120 AM. Streaming live on the Odyssey app. And now at 1041 FM.
Chris and Amy Show, 1041 FM KMOX. We got Hancock and Kelly with us. And the press conference is ongoing right now with Mayor Kara Spencer. And a bunch of alderpersons are there with her, and they have all been speaking. We want to get back to her when she does come back up to the microphone to address the SEMA situation and the looks like a firing that happened. So that we'll take you to that as soon as it happens.
And John, if you could briefly just set the table, because I just had people ask, like, why isn't the National Guard here? Wait, why is FEMA not helping? Can you just quickly set the table of the specific processes that need to take place, why they're not here?
Yeah, well, the Guard has a very specific and statutory role to play in disasters that happen. And this requesting city has got to lay out a very specific request and parameters for that request. The Guard does not provide volunteer services or food distribution. That's not in their purview. But what they do in these cases where you've got, like, say, widespread looting, the Guard can be deployed on the street to, prevent the looting from behaving. We've not really seen that here in St. Louis, which is great. But I think the city is now in the process of working with the Guard to define a possible role for them. And if that role is appropriate, I think you'll see them deployed pretty quickly.
And then also with FEMA, takes a few days for the assessors to get here. The assessors are getting here today, and then it might, once they assess that, then the help comes several days after that.
Yeah, but like the mayor said a day or two ago, the city will not be able to recover on its own. It's going to need outside help, just like any natural disaster that rolls through any area. We've seen it with hurricanes, tornadoes, and other places, flooding. The federal government is going to have to be a big part of this cleanup and recovery. Hancock and Kelly with us. It is Chris and Amy. Again, when Mayor Spencer comes back to the microphone to answer questions about what is happening with the City Emergency Management Office, we will bring that to you. Even if we're in the middle of a commercial break, we will get right to Mayor Spencer here on 1041 FM KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Years ago, doctors said I'd never be independent after a bad car accident. Well, I proved them wrong. When proving who's the best in garage doors, Renner does it every time. Whether it's service or a new door, you're covered with top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster. Keep your garage door running strong with Renner's $100 maintenance check, or get a free replacement quote. Call or click RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Currently, it is 61 degrees downtown at the Arch. It is sunny and very beautiful, a bit windy, a high of 73 degrees today. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high of 69.
Brought to you by your local Lennox Premier dealer, Scott Lee Heating. Home's heating and cooling system is being cared for by your local Lennox Premier dealer, Scott Lee Heating. Special savings opportunities and federal tax credits are available, so call 314-756-9444 or visit online at scottleeheating.com.
Hey guys, Dave and Rach here for our good friends at Smart Mouth. So it is unique by the very definition of the word. It's the only mouth rinse out there with two chemicals that combine to prevent bad breath for 24 hours a day with just 2 rinses a day.
Never have
have bad breath again, you can find Smart Mouth locally at Schnucks and Deerbergs or at Walgreens, Walmart, and Amazon. Visit smartmouth.com to snag a special discount on your next Smart Mouth purchase. That's smartmouth.com/Glover.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
The smartest way to do your homework is Hackman Lumber.
Warm weather means homework for homeowners. And for 80 years, Hackman Lumber has been the trusted name for home improvement. If your homework means a new deck, turn to the deck experts at Hackman Lumber. Browse the largest inventory of decking materials and accessories in Missouri. Talk with our experts about treated lumber, cedar, TimberTech, Trex, Envision, Decorators, and Duralife to find the perfect deck for you. Choose from endless railings, balusters, and LED deck lighting options. Hackman Lumber has been serving homeowners and pros for 80 years, and they will not be undersold on in-stock decking materials guaranteed. Whether you DIY with their expert advice or need a trusted contractor, Hackman has you covered. They are now an authorized steel dealer. Plus, check out their expanded paint department, brushes, rollers, painter's tape, and 4 lines of premium interior and exterior paint with custom color matching available. Visit Hackman Lumber's newest remodeled stores in St. Peters and Pacific or their showroom in Troy, Missouri.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Still waiting for Mayor Kara Spencer to come back to the microphone.
Looks like the 4th of July parade.
They've had a lot of speakers
people.
so far. A lot of alderpersons have come up to the mic and spoken.
Aldermanic President Megan Green speaking
Megan
now.
Green is
It's
speaking
been,
now.
Yeah, a whole rotation of people.
And we were reminiscing about Valentina Gomez and how much we miss her. Come on, we do kind of miss her being around town, don't we?
We don't.
Yes, we do.
She is a
That
gross,
lunatic?
vile person.
Oh, come on. She was entertaining with all of her lunacy. Come on, Michael. You miss Valentina Gomez, don't you?
I wasn't a fan, and I didn't get it. And what was crazy is that there was a reception inside the Republican Party. Nobody slammed her down. You know, they kind of dealt with her.
Yeah, she had to have not been great. All right, here's Mayor Kara Spencer. And a lawnmower.
Alderwoman Tyus made a good point. We should thank these guys right here that are working to restore power. Thank you. Great job. Thank you. I know you all. This is just an incredible. We all can see how we're coming together, and we often do fight. We can get back to that sometime soon, I'm sure. But we are acting in unison. It is important. I also want to recognize that there have been gaps. There will be gaps. Let us know where we're not hitting the mark. We want to be present. We want to do everything we can to support our communities. We're here. We're ready to continue the work. A couple of quick announcements that this morning, FEMA is on the ground doing evaluations with us to ensure that we're moving that process forward. The National Guard came in yesterday to help us conduct the necessary evaluations to make those asks. We're moving forward with that. And we have a robust team that looks a lot bigger than what you see even here, that is back at police headquarters at SEMA, working around the clock to get the processes and the procedures and the response in place to be able to serve the community. I also know you all have a lot of questions regarding the sirens, okay? And I want to go through that before we take questions. As you all know from my press briefing yesterday, last night, that we placed our SEMA commissioner on leave, and we released the documents and the recordings related to the calls as they were related to the siren failure. Okay, this is pending the leave is pending a full investigation into the actions of our city emergency management agency on Friday. We know that there was a failure to sound the tornado alarms. After learning of the failure of the sirens, I immediately ordered an internal investigation. The initial focus was focused on correcting the immediate action to make sure that this didn't happen again. We did this by changing the siren protocol and clearly placing the responsibility of activating the sirens with the fire department. However, as that investigation continued, it became increasingly clear that there was not just one issue, there were multiple. I had directed my staff to initiate an external investigation to fully explore this and other potential issues. Friday afternoon, SEMA staff were at a workshop at 1520 Marketplace. They were not in SEMA headquarters, despite where the actual button is located, despite the weather issues that we knew were coming. This meant that our SEMA staff could not activate the button. When the warning was issued by the National Weather Service, the fire department was contacted by SEMA. At that point, there was a breakdown in communication. The directive to activate the sirens was not clear. This cannot happen when a tornado is ripping through our community. Our safety depends on clear and direct communication. We did release the auto recording to the public last night. Let me be clear, SEMA exists to alert the community when severe weather is coming. This office failed to do that in the most horrific and deadly storm that our city has experienced in my lifetime. We also know that our commissioner has served in goodwill, but we cannot move forward without providing accountability, ensuring that we have a robust emergency management system in place to provide confidence in the system that we have to ensure that our residents will be alerted in times of severe weather. Starting tonight, Captain John Walk with the fire department will lead SEMA, our local emergency management system, until a permanent commissioner is installed. Wednesday morning, an additional incident management response support team will be provided by the Metro West Fire Protection District Chief Michael Thiemann. Thiemann was a team manager of the Missouri Regency Incident Response Team during the 2022 floods, and he did an excellent job, and he'll do an excellent job for us here moving forward. Following the failure to activate the sirens, I signed an executive order Tuesday morning to overhaul the sign activation protocol. Under the new protocol, the fire department alone will be responsible for activating the siren. The siren system to be activated is at the primary activation point at the fire department headquarters. Okay. Yesterday, you know that we issued a testing of the siren. At that point, we learned that there were further issues with that system. We took action immediately to fix those issues, and we now have somebody from the fire department located at SEMA 24 hours a day to push that button should we need it, while we ensure that the fire department can activate that system flawlessly moving forward. We will be conducting additional tests today at noon to ensure that the system is working. We know that testing the system is traumatic, and we wouldn't do it if we did not believe that it was absolutely necessary to ensure that our system is working well. To that end, I will take questions. I want to also offer questions to the rest of the folks standing behind me, but I want to be very clear that the system and its failures are my responsibility, and I will take all questions related to those issues.
How concerned are you, given what you've learned from these investigations, about where the activation system stands? Is there a disappointment? Is there more shock, stunned, both?
I'm a bit shocked and disappointed, but I also want to be clear that I am confident in what we have done over the last 48 hours to ensure that we can reliably activate the system should we need to. I have been shocked, and I remain shocked and frankly a bit horrified by the issues in the system, okay? But I am also very confident that we can activate the system when and if it's necessary in the coming days, weeks, months, years ahead. We also have a plan in place and funding that we had allocated a year and a half ago to automate this system.
So during that phone call, has anyone asked the other person on the other end of that phone call what they heard, if it was clear or unclear in this investigation?
I don't know what that person has indicated as a response, but what I will say is that it was not clear. It should have been crystal clear. A directive should have been made specifically to that person to sound the alarm. And it was not crystal clear. It's also clear to me that the button at the fire department was not working as it should have been. So regardless of that directive, that alarm system was not working in the way it should have been.
Can you speak about before?
And let me also just clarify that. Testing of the fire system, the alarm system, falls under SEMA. Okay, and we need to, and now that we are fully vetting and testing this with a robust system and a robust team that includes emergency management professionals from around the state to ensure that it does operate flawlessly. It did not operate flawlessly before.
We talked about that button not being pressed, Mayor, but can you tell us?
I promise I will answer all questions. Okay, I really will. I'm not going to go anywhere.
Was the fire department aware of its secondary responsibilities to sound the siren, and should the button at the fire department have been tested before yesterday? Because the protocol is actually that fire department is the primary, so why weren't they aware that their button wasn't working?
It's a great question, Rachel. I cannot speak to whether or not the fire department knew that the button didn't work. They should have been aware of that. We are taking every step possible to ensure that they are informed and know, and that the testing is conducted in a way that all parties involved in the protocol will know moving forward.
So,
yes.
So when Russell called the fire department, did the fire department push the button, or they didn't understand that they were supposed to, whoever the call was?
It's my understanding that when Russell called the fire department, the direction was not clear. I listened to the recording. My takeaway was that the direction was not clear. It did not direct the person on the other end to press the fire button. And it's my understanding that the button was not pushed. It's also my understanding that had the button been pushed, it did not work the way it should have.
So the sirens didn't go off at all?
It's my understanding that the sirens did not go off as they should have.
Mayor,
It is my understanding that the sirens did not go off as they should have citywide.
Mayor, I've been out in the community. I've been talking to people, a lot of frustrated people, a lot of folks feeling a sense of hopelessness. When can they expect to hear from FEMA directly about their issues? And what message would you send to residents out there who are out of their homes wanting to do something? What do you tell those people?
What I will tell them, FEMA is on the ground right now, working with us to do evaluations. Bringing FEMA in, it's my understanding it's not going to be a quick process. We are doing everything in our power. I am confident that the state is doing everything in our power, and all elected officials at every level here are doing everything they can to make that process as quick as possible.
KMOX, was the fire department's button tested the day before the tornado on Thursday when the test was happening? Did the fire department, did they test their button as well for the sirens to go on?
I want to make sure that that question is answered definitively, and it is part of our internal and external investigation. We will get an answer to that definitively. I don't want to speculate now. I do not know the answer definitively right now.
How long has that button been broken?
I also want to answer that question, and that will be part of our both internal and external investigation. I cannot answer it definitively, and the public deserves a definitive answer on that. We will get it.
So, Mayor, we've been talking about
Greg Inspector, the recording doesn't necessarily make it clear that it was Russell. I mean, it was her, but did the person on the other end of the line know that was Commissioner Russell who was calling?
It's not clear to me from listening to the recording that that person knew who was calling either, as of right now. So I can't answer that definitively, and I haven't spoken to that person, nor has that person definitively addressed that question. But I think it's a good question, and we will look into answering it.
So when Russell says, "So you've got the sirens," and she says yes, she doesn't know that she's hearing that from the commissioner of SEMA.
I don't know the answer to that, and we should get an answer to that. I don't have it definitively right now.
Why was the SEMA commissioner out of the office? Why was the SEMA commissioner out of the office at a workshop when we knew that there were storms coming that day? We talked a lot about the buttons, when people are wanting to know why was that person out of position and not in position, to sound that alarm.
I don't know the answer to that other than what I have been told, that SEMA and their staff were conducting a workshop at 1520. As I mentioned in my press release, we knew there was weather coming. We should have been at the button. Okay? And I don't know why that decision was made. I don't agree with that decision.
Mayor, what do you say to the public? There are people asking, we didn't hear anything,
Yes.
As we've been talking. They're hurting. They're devastated, obviously, as we all are. How do you provide hope to these people who are literally, like you all have said, on social media and saying so many things? How do you provide hope to them when they feel like there is no hope?
What's clear to me in this investigation regarding our siren is not one thing. It's a host of things. It's like pulling back an onion. We have systemic failure across so many systems here. And we have a robust team that is unified in fixing this. We have our state, we have professionals from across the region who have descended upon our city, who are at police headquarters right now in the community, who are committed to fixing this. And I am confident, and I do have hope, and I do have confidence that we, as a unified city, are going to fix the systemic issues one by one, and we are going to make our emergency response work for our community, and we are going to respond to this calamity to address the needs of our community and to rebuild our city.
I know St. Charles County has an emergency operating system where they actually can remote the siren. And they require those individuals to be inside the building when a storm does come. Is that something that you all may consider changing that?
We are considering that protocol. We are looking at best practices. We are also looking at automating this system so there is no human error that can take place.
Could additional personnel changes be made depending on the outcome of the investigation?
That's a personnel issue. I will say that as the result of our internal investigation, which has been fairly robust given the circumstances and that we are juggling the response and the investigation at the same time, I will say that I am confident in the team we have.
There's going to be an external investigation.
There is going to be an external investigation. We are still evaluating options on that, but an external investigation will be part of this. Yes.
You all had a meeting, right? And I know we're working with the media. Most of the media have scanners. The fire department has scanners. You had the actual meeting tell you about the storms and everything. When it was 20 miles out, 40 miles out before he hit us, why wasn't somebody, since we're not around the button, why wasn't somebody in that meeting who had a scanner that can keep timing up so that you all can respond and push the button? And also, I want to know, why is the director getting paid leave when thousands of families are suffering and don't have houses? Why is the paid leave?
I'll speak to this last question first. That is a personnel procedure. It is a procedure that is required under city law. That is the procedure that we were advised that we have to take as a matter of personnel. Regarding why that robust system wasn't in place, I will say that we have taken every step to ensure that that never happens again. I agree with you that should have not been the case. And I share your horror and I can't feel your pain, but I am taking every step to ensure that it never happens again.
And I hope somebody, like you said, the police, they have scanners, the fire department, they have scanners. You got the SEMA, they should have had a scanner since they couldn't be there. Now you understand, you test the thing right the day before. And
yes.
Something would, I'm saying something would have said, okay, let me have what I need with me. So I can't be by the button to tell whoever's supposed to be sitting there by the button to push that button.
Yes.
Because I was riding in the storm.
Yes.
And so I didn't hear nothing.
Yes.
But, I heard it yesterday, the day before. So why am I not hearing it today? So somebody
Yes.
should have a scanner with you all at all times, no matter if the fire department has what they need.
Yes.
The media is telling you every day, all day, all
Yes.
weather. It should be breaking news. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with you. And what we are continuing to fully investigate this and outline exactly what we're going to do, and we will share that with the public to ensure you that it is a robust system in place.
That's actually a big picture in Door City. Big green interested in general about the grant money, about repairs. Driving through and seeing the extensive amount of damage, are you confident that
yes,
that it can be fixed? I mean, is there a path forward, do you think, for Door City with all of the damage that's shared? People like myself.
Mayor Kara Spencer is taking questions right now from media, and it sounds like she's also taking questions from citizens who are on the ground in North City after the tornado siren failure that occurred on Friday. The person responsible for that, Sarah Russell, who was the city emergency management commissioner, has been placed on paid leave, which Mayor Spencer says is the protocol they have to take as of right now. But it does sound like she is not going to take that position back. I would say that she is done doing that, or at least that's what it sounds like to me. And the fire department will be in control of the siren. So we are going to take a quick break here. We're going to regroup and see if the press conference is still going. We will revisit it if we feel like we need to do that. We'll monitor what Mayor Kara Spencer is saying. It is Amy Marks-Kors and Chris Ranji, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case costs. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Winner of 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence, KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
It is 10 o'clock, and right now it's 62 degrees with sunshine and plenty of wind in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. And as you are hearing on KMOX, the live media briefing held by Mayor Kara Spencer and a host of aldermen on hand at Mayor Spencer's media briefing to praise her efforts since the tornado. That included Alderwoman Sharon Tyus.
From the time that it has happened, she has responded in the way that she is supposed to respond. My area, so much of my community was devastated.
Alderwoman Laura Key is addressing the nastiness on social media, others encouraging people to keep helping, and mentioned other resources. Mayor Spencer explained what happened with the SEMA director. She is asking for an external investigation of those sirens, although Alderwoman Tyus pointing out that those sirens are meant for outdoors, not to warn people who are indoors during a tornado. We'll have more coverage on that coming up. President Trump today will be hosting African President Cyril Ramaphosa. It'll be the first time with Trump at the White House. The president and his team have been uncharacteristically quiet about this trip, with White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt declining to provide any details or even publicly acknowledging that the visit is taking place. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand talks more about the meeting that will likely include Elon Musk.
Yeah, a White House official confirms to CBS News that Elon Musk will be joining that meeting between President Trump and South Africa's President Ramaphosa. And of course, he was born in South Africa. We'll have to wait and see whether his businesses come up during this meeting, Starlink and Tesla.
Retail giant Target warning of more trouble ahead after a sales drop in the first 3 months of the year. We get more from Jordan Holman of the New York Times.
One of the big things that all retailers are facing is figuring out a way to convince customers to come in who are nervous around higher prices because of tariffs.
The Dow and Wall Street has been on a downside so far this morning because of retail sales and the reports from some of the nation's biggest retailers. The weather is sponsored for you by FanDuel Sports Network.
Mostly sunny and windy this afternoon and cool by late May standards. Low humidity to high 73. Patchy clouds tonight, low 53. Tomorrow, sun mixing with clouds, breezy to a bit cooler, high 67. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Sunny, windy, and 62 degrees now in downtown St. Louis. Cardinals fans, there are more ways this season to watch the Cards on FanDuel Sports Network. Watch through your TV provider or, new this year, subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network and stream the Cardinals. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details. It's 10:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX. We said goodbye to Hancock and Kelly. They were with us for the first hour, but we had the press conference scheduled by the mayor, Kara Spencer, who spoke, and then a number of alder persons spoke as well. And then she came back to answer questions about what happened on Friday with the failure of the tornado siren. The city emergency management, I guess, staff, the entire staff was on a workshop, even though they knew a storm was potential and it could have been bad. So they probably should have been in place just in case they needed to fire off the sirens. And they weren't. They weren't where they needed to be. Amy and I were talking about this, and there are just a number of different aspects of this that are fascinating and infuriating. First of all, 5 people were killed during the storm. I am stunned that it wasn't more. I can't believe that more people weren't hurt. I mean, we should be thankful. And there were a lot of injuries, dozens of injuries, so we can't forget about that. That's not good. I wonder how many people were hurt and or killed because sirens didn't go off.
And the deaths are so tragic that we had. And you look at those deaths, and yes, there could have been even more because the sirens didn't go off, because the storm happened so quickly. I know we talked about the sirens in the city. I can't speak to the city. I can speak to the area around Forest Park. And like I said, the sirens went off in that area, but then they stopped because it was almost like, the sirens went off Friday night, 2 nights ago. Right. On Monday. And I went in the stairwell because I'm definitely jumpy. But the way our siren systems work is that a lot of times in the county, if one, city next to your city, any neighboring cities, their alarms have to go off as well. I say all that because, yes, they go off and then it stopped. And I was going to go for a run. That's how minutes passed. And then that's when all of a sudden the rotation started. It got windy and the storm hit. So technically, the sirens had been stopped for quite a while in the Forest Park area when the tornado hit. So because of that, were there people in the park, people driving down all of those roads where those giant trees fell? We just talked to someone earlier this morning who was in a car. The storm hit. A utility pole fell right in front of her car. Her windows were blown out and trees were behind her. She was trapped, saw a man running into his house, and the man waved her in, like, get out of your car. And that man welcomed her into his home to seek shelter. So that's a close call. I mentioned yesterday, I talked to a neighbor who was gardening. She was in the very back of her yard, and she said if she had been she had been in the back, moved to the front, and said if she had been in the back still, she would not have made it in time.
Right.
She wouldn't have. Think of all of those close calls. School pickup, middle of the afternoon, parents are sitting on those roads where all those trees fell.
Now, I don't
waiting
know
to pick up kids.
I don't know if you can hear sirens if you're in the car and they go off. It really depends on what you're listening to in the car, if you're listening loudly. So it might be that, being in the car kind of prevents you from hearing. I was in the car, and so I don't know if they went off or not because I couldn't hear a thing. I was listening to KMOX at the time that the storm rolled through. But it is, this is important. We have a message from 314-436-7900, a texter who says, Let's stop belaboring the sirens and focus on what we can do to help recover and get the services they need. Well, yeah, we could do both. I mean, I think you can't not focus on sirens because it is important. It is important to get to the bottom of why they did not go off. It is important to figure out how to make sure it doesn't happen again. And it is important for all of us to know that accountability is happening. And what I can say for the mayor, who has been on the job for just a few weeks, at least to this point, my feeling is she has done pretty well with this. This is a disaster that we have not really seen in the city of St. Louis, really, for decades. And I think she is handling it well. She has gotten emotional a couple of times. She got emotional during this press conference when somebody asked the question, why wasn't there somebody at the button when there needed to be somebody there? And you could tell she's taking it personally. She probably was thinking, yeah, I don't know why this person wasn't where they were supposed to be. And that's a problem for all of us. And I appreciate that so far. I'm guessing she has been down there pretty much nonstop since Friday.
Yeah, I can't imagine she's slept at all since Friday, and she has been on the ground. And again, I know we're in the initial stages of this, but when you are in the midst of a disaster like this, when people are hurting, they need to see the leadership there. They need to feel heard. If nothing else, even if like we said, you're trying to tarp your home. You have no electricity. Who knows when you'll get your electric back on? You are just trying to find shelter. You've lost everything. You need to know that your voice is being heard. I think to the mayor's credit, she has been on the ground all day, every day. And I think as far as leadership ability goes, has been very genuine and has been the first to say, I take responsibility. She is the mayor now. She has only been mayor for a couple of days. The SEMA director, she didn't appoint the SEMA director.
She's been there for a long time.
She's been there since 2021 when Tashara Jones. The Mayor Spencer now is dealing with the mess that she inherited. She's not pointing fingers, though. She's saying it stops with me.
Yeah.
Which is commendable because she stepped into this.
Now, in fairness, that's a thing you can only do so much. You can only say accountability stops with me, or it starts with me, or I'm the one, hold me responsible for it. Because if all you ever do is just keep saying, hey, put the blame on me, then nothing really ever comes of it. That's not what's happening now.
No, she's not doing that,
Because she has very quickly ordered investigations, internal and an external one is coming as well. I mean, you could tell she is taking this very hard. She's taking it very hard that somebody was not doing their job on Friday. And I appreciate that at least.
Yeah, and seeing the devastation in the homes. Again, remember, this is a new administration that's days old.
Yeah.
That she is just now, we were talking about how it's difficult to become mayor.
I think we're just over
and step in.
It's 5 weeks now, just over the was April 15th she took over. So
right, because she had 1 week after she won the election.
Right.
To take office, to step in. But at any rate, I think being heard is so important. And that's why, too, 314-436-7900. If you need to share your story, we're here. You can call or text.
Let's, in fact, take a phone call from Kurt, who is in St. Louis City with us on KMOX. Good morning, Kurt.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah. Kara, she's doing a great job and all. But don't you think if Tashara Jones was still in there, I'm just throwing this out there. Don't you think she would have been doing the same, doing the same thing, basically, rather than ripping on the old
I don't
think she's Kara's not ripping on the old administration.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that sense either. I think it sounds like she's upset with who the SEMA director was, that Sarah Russell. She sounds upset with that office right now, but I haven't heard her blame
and again,
the former mayor.
I don't know. I don't know how Tashara Jones would have been, because what we do know, she wasn't there when it snowed and people were trapped in their homes. I know it's a totally different disaster, but it's kind of like, if you weren't there for the small things, what do the big things look like?
So we've played this exercise out off the air, talking about what the former mayor may or may not have done. I don't know. And
we don't know.
My feeling is she probably would have really overcorrected after what happened with the snowstorm and the fact that went unaddressed.
You would hope so, yeah.
I would think that she would have, just really gone hard the other direction and made sure everything was in place and in order. I don't know though. It's really difficult to know for sure how she would have responded.
And ultimately, it doesn't matter because she's not mayor. It's like who are we dealing with now? We're dealing with Mayor Kara Spencer, who is on the ground, who is being available, and obviously is firsthand boots on the ground. Of what's going on.
I would say this about the last administration: there wasn't, at least in my estimation, there wasn't a whole lot of that. I screwed this up. I am going to fix it. This was my fault, and it stops with me. I don't know. I don't feel like we heard that a lot from the previous administration.
No, like the streets director saying, well, my team, they must have given me bad information. She threw her team under the bus.
Yeah. And Mayor Spencer has sort of thrown Sarah Russell under the bus, but she deserves it. She very clearly deserves it. It's Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX.
If you're a State Farm customer affected by the recent tornado and need to submit a claim, go to statefarm.com, call 1-800-SF-CLAIM, download the State Farm mobile app, or contact your local State Farm agent. With one of the industry's largest catastrophe response teams, State Farm and your agent are ready to help. Go to statefarm.com to start your claim. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey guys, it's Glover. Right now, get 50% off your windows. That's half off plus no interest and no payments for 12 months and a free entry door with your window purchase. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough, but with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
If you are a shelter insurance policyholder and have damage to your home, car, farm, or business due to the recent storms, please call 1-800-SHELTER. That's toll free 1-800-743-5837. Or report your claim online at shelterinsurance.com. Early reporting of your loss will help Shelter schedule adjusters to handle your claim. Take whatever reasonable steps you can to protect your property from additional damage and call 1-800-SHELTER to report your claim today.
Are you looking for an easy way to get a daily detox? Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox. To keep you healthy and feeling your best, you can find Active Liver in the vitamin aisle at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
It's not too late for a deep spring cleaning on your home. Give my friends at Zero Res a call today. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129. Take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and tell them that Dave Glover sent you.
1041 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
Cone pressured, ball's out, scooped up by Feeney. Feeney caught, but a big play by the Battlehawks defense.
It's Chris and Amy on 1041 FM KMOX. Before we get to our guest, we want to pass along a note to you that if you're out and about and you hear tornado sirens going off at 12 o'clock today, they are being tested once again. We just got the notification from SEMA St. Louis. So if you're in the St. Louis area and you hear tornado sirens and you look up and go, oh, it's sunny, what's happening? No tornadoes. It is a test. So it sounds like my guess is they're going to keep testing these sirens a lot until they feel like they are fixed. So
we were testing our building.
Yeah, we just tested
I think
our
everyone
building.
is testing their siren. I mean, it's you cannot be caught unprepared.
Right. And it's probably, while we're talking about a good idea to make sure your smoke detectors have new batteries. So go ahead and do that too. It is time to go to the guest line today, and we are very happy to be joined by Battlehawks linebacker Travis Feeney, as the Battlehawks have just beat Birmingham over the weekend. They've got the Brahmas of San Antonio coming up Friday night, home games at 7 o'clock. Travis Feeney, good to talk to you. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Hey, it's good to have you. What's it like playing on a Friday night? Is this the first time you've played on a Friday in a while?
This is the first time this year. It's been a while.
Okay.
So I think we've done 3. I think it's the 3rd one.
Is it
if I'm not mistaken.
Do you like
I think so.
Takes you back to high school, doesn't it?
Takes me back to high school. I don't know if I like it as much anymore. It's kind of short.
That's true.
Short week.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
every
true.
day of recovery that you can get is good. Well, how has it been playing for the Battlehawks in the Dome? I love asking this question of Battlehawks players because, man, St. Louis can draw a crowd for a football game, right?
Oh yeah, nah. It's honestly like no other spot. Like I always tell people, always reminds me of going back to UW and playing in front of the Husky fans. Like literally, the fans like love you and the city loves you, and like I love the city and I love the people and the fans. I mean, like honestly, like I've made fans and there's basically new family. So I've got a lot of new family in St. Louis, and I've enjoyed every year, every play, every time I'm in the Dome.
The first time you played there and you saw the crowd, what was your feeling on it? Because we've heard other guys on your team say that they will hear from the opponents on the field who will be talking during the game, saying stuff like, "I can't believe the crowd here."
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the first year when we first year in the XFL, and we came out, I was just honestly, I was shocked. Like I remember Stelly was telling me like, "Travis, it's gonna be loud. Like there's gonna be a lot of people," and I'm like, "Okay, well I've played in the USFL and I've gone to Canada, and like there wasn't a lot of fans and stuff." I'm like, "No, it's not gonna be that loud." And then when I ran out, I was like, "Oh snap, this is like legit." Like they're crazy. In a good way.
Can you believe that an owner of an NFL team said we can't support a football team here?
I can't believe it. I don't know how. I mean, obviously they're showing that they miss football and they need it. It still should be here.
Yeah. Well, I love
Well,
that.
Stan Kroenke sucks. So that's what we're trying to say is that guy sucks.
But I mean, I love that we have the Battlehawks, and it's funny because the Battlehawks obviously made their debut in St. Louis right before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit and shut everything down, and there were fans who had Battlehawks tattoos already. And so when you guys came back, that's the most. I mean, it's the tattooed people who were like, "I knew it. I knew they would be back."
Well, yes, this was a great idea.
That's right. You got to believe, and they
And
did.
nobody can make fun of me. Like I did do the right thing getting this tattoo.
That's right. That's right. They believed harder than anyone else. But I love it because this city is so ready for football. The tailgating, the parties that take place.
Oh, It's great. The fans, everything. I mean, that's why everybody got to come out this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need everybody there.
Yeah. So,
As many as we can get.
Yeah, you said, Travis, that you were going to dye your hair blue if at least 40,000 people show up on Friday.
At least 40K. I already tested it.
How does it look?
It didn't look bad. I mean, definitely. I tested it with my fro, and I looked at it. I was like, yeah, I could do this.
Nice.
I could do it. I look like the thing. I look like thing 1 and thing 2. But I could do it.
You look like both of the things, both thing 1 and thing 2.
Like both of the things.
I don't think the things don't ought to hit, though.
No, they don't.
Yeah, so you've got that.
No.
Do you feel like you might do the blue hair thing anyway?
Man, I thought about doing it this week. That's why I tested it. I looked. I was like, I could just shock everybody and just come out. Everybody's like, what the heck?
I think it's a great move because I feel like, you know how people are dressing up as the Pope at the White Sox games? We might get people dressing up as thing 1 and thing 2 to show their support for you in the blue hair.
Oh, that would be dope. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, we hope that it
That
happens.
would be pretty cool. Might be an idea.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I
tough.
still want that 40K though.
Well, there's a Cardinals game Friday night too, so it's going to
And
be
they're hot.
difficult to get 40,000. So how do we go about this, Travis? Because I want you to have to dye your hair.
Yeah, no, everybody wants this.
So you got to make your pitch.
I feel like I got to. Well, yeah, I got to think about how to do this. What pitch would I do? Yeah, I got to think this through.
We can.
I want to see maybe I can make a poll. If there's a poll and I can get a poll made and voted, and if they vote over 35, I'll do it.
Oh, okay, like a Twitter poll or something.
35K, yeah, a Twitter poll.
Okay.
So you can see 35K. I switched it up.
So 30. If you get 30, how about that on Instagram or Twitter? If you get 35,000
You know
likes.
Now we got to keep it as 40.
Okay, 40.
All right.
Because you know that still keeps the 40 thing going.
All right.
If it gets 40, I'll do it.
Well, here's my suggestion. I think people should buy tickets for both the Cardinals and the Battlehawks and go back and forth.
Yep.
Go back and forth.
Go back and forth.
So Battlehawks start at 7 on Friday. Cardinals and Diamondbacks at 7:15. You could start the game at the Dome, at the Battle Dome. Watch for a while. Go watch Cardinals, and then go back to the Dome for the end.
Yep.
All right.
That sounds good. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Travis, I know like you're committed. You've got, you're committed to the blue hair as well when the community shows up. But I know you show up for the community that charitable work is so important to you. You've visited kids at the Siteman Cancer Center here in St. Louis. You're an ambassador for the American Heart Association. You stop by the veterans' homes and visit. Share some of what's on your heart with the charitable work that you do.
Yeah, so the past 3 weeks I've had for the cancer game, I had my braids and a cancer ribbon. I usually do the cancer ribbon every October. Been doing it since 2013. It was from my mom's friend initially and my aunt that passed, my dad's side. So I've been wearing a breast cancer ribbon for awareness. And then last year I did a prostate cancer ribbon for my grandpa that I lost. So then this year I just did breast cancer again because my friend Jess is battling. And then also I have a cousin at home that she's battling cervical and a whole bunch of stuff going on with that. So make awareness for that. So I'm pretty big on cancer awareness overall. So I always like to do stuff for it. I've gone to a bunch of breast cancer dinners and looking at the hospitals, a bunch of things like that. So that's big for me. I've worked at the SPCA out here in Texas for the past 2 years now. So I'm big on animal rights and supporting that. So I'm very big on also just like overall just trying to give back. Like it's cool that you as a player, like you have this platform. You don't have it for a long time, but you have to maximize it and use it in a way to give back and do more. It's cool just to be a player and get the wins and get the crowd and the audience involved, but you also got to get involved within the city that you're playing in, get to know people, get to know people's stories. I have people that message me and tell me thank you for even like the breast cancer awareness ribbon. I've had multiple people message me and talk to me and send pictures and said thank you and all that and everything. It's just like, so it's like, cool, I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like get a mess around. I'm not doing it just for attention, but it's just to like honor other people and to acknowledge.
Yeah, Travis, we love the work that you're doing, and it sounds like you love doing all that too. So we're very fortunate to have you here representing the Battlehawks and representing the Battlehawks in the playoffs, because you have clinched a playoff spot. And so, as we say goodbye here, you understand that you have to get to the championship game so that we can have a championship game here in St. Louis and we can all come out and support. Well, we know it's going to be here.
Yeah, no, that's the goal. The goal, we gonna die on the field to get there.
All right, hey,
like literally, that's everybody's mindset.
All right, we'll get it.
And bring back that Naruto celebration.
Oh yeah, my anime celebration.
I loved it.
I got a lot of them.
I loved it.
I did a Dragon Ball Z celebration last week, but nobody really noticed what I was doing.
Oh man! All right, we got to bring attention to that. It's got to be appreciated for how great it is.
I got a couple good anime celebrations this week. I'm always doing anime celebrations. I'm a big anime guy.
Well, this is going to be another anime celebration. I'm expecting blue hair.
Yep. Good stuff.
We want to call you Blue Hair Travis. We can't.
Hey, I'll take it.
All right. Travis Feeney, you're awesome, man. Thank you for talking with us, and good luck Friday.
Thanks for having me, y'all. And one more thing. Y'all got to give me, everybody got to give me the cacao.
All right,
let's
do it. 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
You're the best. Travis Feeney, thank you.
All right, y'all.
Later. That's Battlehawks linebacker Travis Feeney. I'm telling you, every single
ever.
Battlehawks player we've talked to has been awesome.
Incredible.
Travis has been the most awesome, though. Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX. John Rooney is next.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with Fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
Currently, it is 63 degrees downtown in St. Louis and sunny, a bit windy, a high of 73 degrees today. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and a high of 69. Weather sponsored by Siding Express and sidingexpress.com. Transform your home with the beauty and durability of James Hardie Siding. At Siding Express, we specialize in James Hardie Siding installation. Visit sidingexpress.com today to schedule a free consultation. That's sidingexpress.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This afternoon,
The Cards, the Tigers.
Ameren Total Access 1120.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Now, the John Rooney Conversation on KMOX. Sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. And if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
Wind swings and hits a high fly ball left field. McKinstry, a long run. He's under it. He makes the catch, and this ball game has come to an end. The Tigers got a run in the top of the ninth and beat the Cardinals tonight by a total of 5-4.
Yeah, so far the Cardinals and Tigers have split this series. The finale is happening today. 12:15 is the first pitch. We got a pregame show at 11:20, so Chris and Amy show is ending a bit early today. And it is time to go to the guest line. We bring in that voice, the one you just heard. It is John Rooney, who joins us on KMOX. John, you ready for baseball today?
That's the best highlight you could come up with to lead into this segment. They sound like somebody shot my dog.
Well,
I mean, come on.
That's it's the most recent thing that happened. So I guess it's what we went with.
Wow.
I know.
That got me fired up for this.
I don't know what to say now. Now I feel bad, but how about this?
Really?
There's motivation now
John,
to win this series today.
Even when it's a calmer highlight, it's still the highest quality broadcasting. That's how good you are.
That's true.
Oh, that's not going to get you anywhere. I'm sorry. That won't work.
I don't know. Well, that's
that ain't going to work.
Well, we've got some Ted Drews. They stopped by, so can I offer some Ted Drews?
Well, it'll be milk by the time it gets here.
All right, I'm out of.
So that's the way it goes. But
talking.
no, there is a chance to win a series today against the best team in the game, and that's something to really look forward to. The weather's great. Come on down, because it's a perfect day to watch the Cardinals and the Detroit Tigers, and then the day off tomorrow, and then another good team, Arizona, comes in. The Cardinals are in a stretch of challenging games. They're playing well. It was a great game last night. The difference was they got a couple of baseballs to fall, their last at bat, and the Cardinals didn't. In the 8th inning, Pages hit the ball about as hard as he's ever hit it, but it stayed up long enough for Baez to make the catch in right center field. So that's how close the game was. They were able to get to Skubal, who is one of the best pitchers in the game, if not the best left-hander in the game. And a lot of great things happened, except they didn't win last night.
Well, I know they say, what is it? Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, but the three last losses the Cardinals have been one-run losses. I mean, you feel like they're going to win every game, or at least they can win every game.
Well, they also responded to those one-run losses by scoring in double figures and getting hits in double figures the next game. They did that in Philadelphia with 14 runs, 18 hits, and then against Kansas City after losing a close game against Kansas City, came in against Detroit and put up 10 runs in game 1 in the series. So this team has responded very well, and how they'll respond to a bullpen game today by Detroit. They jumped on the Tigers, their bullpen game on Monday, and we'll see how they do today. I just know the Cardinals will be well prepared. They have bought into what's going on with what they're trying to do here. Brant Brown has made a positive impression on his hitters, and John Jay has made a very positive impression on the outfielders, where they're playing so much better. So it's a fun team to watch right now, and that's why perfect day to come on down.
You know, a hitting coach doesn't always have the sort of influence it seems like we're seeing from Brant Brown, and we know guys like him quite a bit. But just from what you can tell, what what sort of influence is there, and what are the signs of that influence?
I mean, 10-plus hits on over half the games. That's it right there. Their strikeouts are down. They're walking a little more, but the approach is different. There are times, as he says, to slug and times to hit, and we're seeing that implemented. No, those are the things. If you just look at the numbers compared to where the Cardinals were last year, it's as plain as day that they are going about it with a little different approach, and they are putting the ball in play on a more regular basis, which means scoring more runs, being a little more successful with runners in scoring position. That's something they just didn't do a good job of last year. If they had been just a little bit better in that regard, I think they would have been in the postseason last year, but they weren't.
Yeah, and they've done this offensively, even though some guys have not really been as productive as we expected. But Jordan Walker being one of them, he's had rough start to the season, but lately it looks like he's putting together better at bats. Are you seeing the same thing?
Well, I'm almost to the point that I don't really want to talk that much about Walker. I'm just waiting for what he's working on to produce the results he wants in the game. And we talk about it time after time after time with Jordan Walker. He has the opportunity and the time to get at bats, and he's working as hard as he can to get there. And he hit a home run to beat Kansas City on Saturday night. That's a step in the right direction. Had a 2-run double, also scored a run in the win on Monday night. It's not just going to happen where he's going to be a 330 hitter and hit 40 home runs and drive in 100 overnight. It's not going to happen. I don't know if he'll ever be that kind of hitter, but he can produce, and we've seen it in the past. It's just a matter of taking those things you're working on and getting them into the game. But we talk about it time after time after time, and I'm just waiting to see it happen.
Yeah, I think Cardinals fans are too, really looking forward to seeing the player he'll eventually become. The starter today, Miles Mikolas, is going for the Cardinals. And what have you seen? I'm sorry, it's Andre Pallante today. Mikolas goes on Friday.
Then I have to redo my card.
Yeah, well, you better. Yeah, I'm sorry to inform you that they have changed starters today, John.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Andre Pallante is going today, and we've talked about him and Matthew Liberatore a lot. And are you surprised at all from what you've seen from Pallante, or is this about right? Is this about what you expected this year?
No, I like what I see from Pallante, and I like what he's done with his breaking pitches and the way he pitches left-handed batters. He gets a great number of ground balls, and he was really good as a starter before they put him back in the bullpen a couple of years ago. He went into the ninth inning and had the Washington Nationals shut out the last start he had before going back to the bullpen, and then pitched as a starter last year. And I think that's part of his growth and development, and he's a legitimate part of the starting rotation. So I'm not surprised by it. I'm just waiting for him to kick in and put on a really nice stretch where he's winning a good number of games.
Yep, so he does get the start today. A Cardinals team that is looking to win the series against the Detroit Tigers. And as you mentioned, John, a very, very good Tigers team. And I feel like in watching them play over the last couple of years, it's kind of felt like it was heading this direction, like they were about to break out and be a pretty good team, and they've done that so far.
Well, they did it last year. They went on a great stretch, and they had the same record as Kansas City, and both teams made the playoffs as wild cards last year, and they picked it up where they left off. And Skubal was the Cy Young Award winner last year. He won 18 games. And he's pitching very well. And it was nice that the Cardinals were able to get some runs against him and make a comeback after being down 4-0. The Cardinals have been in all but 2 games. Mm-hmm. And here we are getting ready for game number 50. They've been in all but 2 games. And to me, that's one of the big surprises, where you have a young lineup where they have been competing. And I've said it time and time again, they don't care what the score is. When they step in the batter's box, they're looking to produce a good quality at bat, hit the ball hard, put it in play, and it has produced so many good results so far to make this a very exciting team to watch. And when Victor Scott gets on base at the bottom part of the lineup like he did last night, he usually scores. He had the double, moved up, and scored on a sacrifice fly, and the Cardinals were back in business then in a 4-4 game. But if they keep taking the same approach from today on, the way they hit the ball last night, they're going to have more fall than than they've had caught. And that was the difference in the game. Baez made that catch on Pages' ball, and Green was able to get the ball down in the gap and score McKinstry with what proved to be the winning run. And they've been playing a lot of close one-run games. They're used to them. The Cardinals are getting used to them. They're 1 under in one-run games, and that's after being 0-5.
Right.
So that's a big, big improvement. And I'm as I go around St. Louis, more and more people are telling me, hey, this is more like it. This is kind of a fun team to watch. Well, I just tell them, stay tuned, because it seems to be getting better and better every day.
All right. Well, we're going to have to stay tuned today because the ball game is going to happen at 12:15, 11:20 for the pregame show. John Rooney, Ricky Horton, Mike Claiborne, part of the broadcast.
Well, I thought you were going to end the segment by pulling up one of the 5 double plays against Sanchez in the Phillies series.
I mean, we can.
Another downer.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That's too far back. I can't go back that far. Yeah. I just want you to know, John, that's not my fault.
Well, that was electrifying coming on today. I'm so fired up for the game.
Well,
I am looking up and looking onward here. We have to, because that highlight was horrible.
Well, listen, John. Right. It sounded great, though.
I thought it sounded good.
Yeah, you sounded real good.
Yeah. Well, it ended the game. I wanted to win.
I know. So then do it today. You got to call a winner today.
Well, we'll have it today. We'll have the fireworks. It'll be riveting today. The next highlight.
Oh, I love fireworks in the broad daylight. It's my favorite.
It's more of an audio experience for radio. Hey, radio, when you are listening to the radio, fireworks sound the same at night and during the day.
That's true.
Right?
It's just, it's nighttime when you look out the window of your car or outside your house.
I don't know.
That's the big difference.
I'm going to go eat this ice cream in the corner now. I'm feeling
it's
sad.
Frozen custard. It's not ice cream.
He is wearing you out.
I'm so sad.
John, do you want this frozen custard or no?
No.
Okay.
No, because they'll be bringing it in here before too long.
All right. Very good. It's good to talk to you, sir.
Fine, but thank you for the offer.
We'll talk to you Friday on the Gas House Gang. No. Friday on the Gas House Gang. You don't get to go away.
Well, don't be out of gas.
All right.
That's all I can tell you.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. John Rooney, 11:20 pregame show, 12:15 first pitch. Quit screwing up, dude.
I'm deflated.
You keep screwing up.
But I didn't want to say this, but no one is as dejected as Joey Zanaboni during a loss.
Oh,
that guy is sad. That guy rides the highs high and the lows low, right?
Oh, I mean, he is a human roller coaster.
It's a human roller coaster listening to those games.
He's a human roller coaster, and then like right in the middle of it, there's this weird spiral, and you go, "What the hell is that?" It's,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He cares. He's passionate.
He does care. John Rooney cares.
I think
too.
John hates me.
Well, yeah. I mean,
at any rate, well,
I don't like you.
Miles Michaelis is taking the mound today. No,
Nope.
he's not.
I was looking at Friday.
Want some
Andre
ice
Palante.
cream? No, it's frozen custard. You idiot. Oh my gosh.
It's like a meeting with Steve. It's like having a meeting with our boss.
I feel like I literally feel like I got in trouble from my boss.
You are in trouble. That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Oh, I should mention this. We need to mention the website. Go to KMOX.com if you're looking for ways to help out with the storm recovery and you want to help out, or if you're looking for help yourself, KMOX.com, a bunch of links there, and STLrecovers.com as well. That's the city-specific link. I want you to know about all of that. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Well, Superfeet can't fix the hole in my heart that John Rooney just made, but they can help with plantar fasciitis. So anyway, at least I'm glad I have my Superfeet insoles. About to go on a hiking trip, actually, and you better believe my hiking shoes, my hiking boots, and my running shoes. Yes, that's 3 pairs of Superfeet insoles are coming with me. Now, if you have heel pain, knee pain, back pain, it could be an alignment issue, stop by Fleet Feet Sports. They have 5 area locations: St. Charles, Chesterfield, De Pere, South County, and O'Fallon, Missouri. They will fit you up for the correct Superfeet. I wear the green ones. They're the highest arches. They have low arches, a more custom fit. I've been wearing them for almost 20 years. I used to work at Fleet Feet. I sold Super Feet at the store because I believe in them and they've helped me so much. So again, I know they will help you. Even better news, they don't cost hundreds of dollars. Mine cost $60. It is truly the best purchase that I've made. It's one of the best purchases you can make. Super Feet insoles at Fleet Feet Sports.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events, so call your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent or visit mofbinsurance.com to find an agent near you, and we'll make sure you have the right coverage for each of life's wins.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri, in good times and in bad. We're for Missouri families and Missouri communities. We're for giving back to those communities and lifting people up. And when Missouri weather rips through our state, we're for helping put back the pieces. We're for brighter days and new tomorrows. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you live in Missouri, we're for you.
If you're a State Farm customer affected by the recent tornado and need to submit a claim, go to statefarm.com, call 1-800-SF-CLAIM, download the State Farm mobile app, or contact your local State Farm agent. With one of the industry's largest catastrophe response teams, State Farm and your agent are ready to help. Go to statefarm.com to start your claim. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hi, Stacy with Fairwinds River's Edge Senior Living in St. Charles. Are you a senior seeking a fun retirement? Do you want less work and more play? Do you want to enjoy great food that you don't have to cook? Then I know. Stop what you're doing right now and call Fairwinds. Set up a time to visit and have a meal. Meet some of our awesome residents. Check us out online at fairwindsriversedge.com. We hope to talk with you soon.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors, The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ranj, I have major news.
It's not Thursday.
Literally major news. Guess who just texted me?
Major Garrett.
Major Garrett, CBS Chief Washington correspondent. Here's his big news. Major Garrett will be hosting a nightly...
Hold on a second. Let me stop real quick.
What?
Did he refer to himself in third person in the text to you?
No. Wait, why?
Did he say in his text message to you, did he say Major Garrett will be doing such and such?
No. He texted, and here we go.
Oh.
With a link to the story.
I thought, did you not think that? Okay.
Oh, you thought I was reading the text?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He texted me, here we go. And it was a link to the story.
Since when is he a third person guy?
No. Major Garrett will be hosting a nightly politics and culture
Major's getting
show
upset.
for CBS News 24/7. Guess what the name of it is? The Takeout.
What?
It's a watchable takeout now.
Oh, the Takeout is back.
So it's based on his weekly interview podcast. However, the show will be nightly. It will be at 5 p.m. Eastern, so 4 p.m. Central. It will start on May 27th. It will also be available as a podcast across platforms and on the CBS News app. So Major Garrett hosting a nightly politics and culture show for CBS News 24/7.
Do you know if we're the first to get to break this? Or did he just...
Considering I'm reading it from a news article, probably not.
Oh, well, what the heck?
I know.
Hey.
But he did text me personally.
That was nice of him.
I thought so.
I didn't get that text.
I love Major Garrett.
Well, yeah, we know. I love him too.
Who else do I love?
John Rooney.
He does not like me.
He doesn't like you at all.
But I love John. I love listening to John and Ricky.
John is great.
They're so good. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, you know how Southwest is about to start charging people for bags?
Unbelievable.
Which is one of the things that
So,
people like about
yes,
Southwest.
That they don't charge.
Right.
Yes. Because it adds up.
It does.
You may get a deal on a flight with United or on American Airlines, and they're like, it's $75 for a bag, and you want to pick your seat, that's another $75, and so forth and so forth. My next trip, though, like I said, I've turned into a carry-on only person. I'll be gone for 8 days, and I'm carry-on only.
Yeah, I can never fit everything I take way more than I need.
Yeah, but somehow not enough underpants.
That did happen.
This guy overpacks.
I
like you
overpacked.
wouldn't believe, and he didn't have underpants.
My last trip, I forgot unders. No, I had unders. I just forgot the last day.
And so we had to wear dirty underpants. That's so gross. That is so
Super
gross.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about it.
Oh.
Whatever. So, at any rate, you have an option now if you don't want to do Southwest in the checked bags for the checked bag fees. How about Spirit Airlines? Spirit Airlines has announced 2 free checked bags but you have to get this free Spirit Travel More MasterCard.
Oh my gosh.
You have to get a MasterCard. So if you get the credit card, you can have now free bags.
There's a comedian where he was flying Spirit on a trip, and there was a medical emergency, and they're like, is there a doctor on board? And everyone goes, bam,
It's
this is
Spirit.
There are no doctors.
You have to be the cheapest doctor in the world
There are no doctors on board this plane. What are you talking about?
to fly Spirit. I've never done it. I'm not entirely opposed to doing it at least once. I'm really curious because all you ever hear is a story about how this airline sucks and I can't believe
Here's
I
what
made
it is.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
So my friend has flown Frontier. Now I feel like I'm doxing them, but I think everyone knows this. But she's like, never book. Like if you have a marathon or something that really matters, a wedding, don't book because sometimes they just cancel because they feel like it.
Because you can't just cancel because you feel like it.
I flew a super budget airline and we were lining up to board. And while we were in line to board, they said, the pilot's not here. We're going to cancel this flight. I cried.
That's true. All right, Cardinals baseball's coming up 11:20 for the pregame show. But before we get there, the owner of Raggedy Ann and Andy Daycare here in St. Louis was heavily damaged by the storm on Friday. Just one of the businesses that has been impacted by that storm. We're going to talk to the owner of Raggedy Ann and Andy and what she needs and what the community needs. Angela Malone joins us next on KMOX.
When you retire, the paycheck from your job will likely stop. But here's what won't stop: bills, taxes, and medical issues. Sure, there's Social Security, but that may not be enough. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group can show you potential ways to develop a new stream of income that can last as long as you live. Kind of like having your own personal pension. You won't have to worry about whether the market is up or down or who's sitting in the White House. You can spend your time instead on the things that matter, like family, friends, and doing the things you never had time to do before. Call Steve All today at 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 and schedule a custom income review at no charge. Or find us online at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
I met my wife in law school at the University of Florida. She was from upstate New York and I was from Kentucky. We met at a daily mass at St. Augustine's. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. After communion, I followed her out of the church and got her phone number. The rest is history. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Little did we know that one day we would have 4 children and the largest injury firm in the world. All 4 work in the business. It's a family business. Did I ever see this coming? Hell no. We just worked very hard and treated our clients like we would want to be treated, like family. It's a full-service injury firm, auto accidents, medical malpractice, workers' compensation, Social Security, and insurance disputes. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit forthepeople.com and we can get to work on your case. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It is 11 o'clock and we've got sunshine and it's windy downtown, 63 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. St. Louis city officials just updated the media about the breakdown of protocol to sound the tornado sirens before the deadly twister touchdown Friday night. The sirens didn't go off, and SEMA's director, Sarah Russell, has been placed on administrative leave after the city released phone call audio.
This is Stuart McMillan. I talked to St. Louis Fire Chief Dennis Jenkerson, and he told me that he listened to the phone call and says that his firefighter did not get a clear message from Sarah Russell at SEMA to sound the tornado sirens. And to come to find out yesterday, the button didn't even work after it was tested by the fire department headquarters. Jenkerson also told me going forward, the computer console that is used to push the button, if you will be checked along with the sirens moving forward. That's something they didn't have in their protocol before, as the fire department is now in full control of that alert system for the city of St. Louis and sounding those tornado sirens. Now, I also talked with Mayor Spencer during the press conference and asked her who will be conducting the external investigation into why the button wasn't pushed. She said those details will be released later. Outside the firehouse on Enright in North St. Louis, Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
Mayor Spencer said that FEMA is now on the ground in St. Louis doing assessments of tornado damage. And she said the job of the city's emergency management agency is to alert people to coming danger.
This office failed to do that in the most horrific and deadly storm that our city has experienced in my lifetime. We also know that our commissioner has served in goodwill, but we cannot move forward without providing accountability, ensuring that we have a robust emergency management system in place.
The fire department's Captain John Walk will head the agency. In the interim, Spencer took a moment to point out some others nearby.
made a good point. We should thank these guys right here that are working to restore power. Thank you. Great job. Thank you.
Following reports of deportations to South Sudan, the Trump administration says it deported 8 migrants convicted of crimes in the U.S., immigration authorities refusing to say what the final destinations would be, but officials said their home countries couldn't receive the migrants.
What was not said is where the plane is currently located and where the final destination is. We knew that it took off yesterday from Mexico. The arguments as to both sides, I mean, the judge here, the federal judge in Boston, not ordering that plane to turn around, but is concerned that these detainees were removed without any due process.
That's CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Skanga. A teacher from Pattonville High has been awarded the 30th Carol B. and Jerome T. Loeb Prize for Excellence in Teaching Science and Mathematics. Amy Schwendeman received the award at the St. Louis Science Center. As for our weather,
mostly sunny and windy this afternoon and cool by late May standards. Low humidity to high 73. Patchy clouds tonight, low 53. Tomorrow, sun mixing with clouds, breezy to a bit cooler, high 67. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's sunny, windy, and 64 degrees in downtown St. Louis at 11:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Hey, it's the Cardinal Cowboy. The beginning of a new season is a perfect time for a tune-up from my friends at Renner Garage Door. Need a new door? Get a free replacement quote today. RennerDoorSTL.com. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you, and we continue to talk to those in St. Louis who were affected by the storm. So many people, so many homes, so many businesses, and so many lives. And someone who was affected by the storm but is now organizing the effort to help those recover is Angela Malone. Angela is the owner and child care provider at Raggedy Ann and Andy Daycare. Her child care center on the north side was severely damaged by the tornado, and now she is helping to organize recovery efforts focused on early childhood care. Angela, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, good morning. Thank you all for having me.
I guess the first question would be, we know that your child care center was damaged. Are you okay? Are the kids and the families okay?
We're not okay.
Yeah.
So no, the tornado was very traumatic because we didn't have a warning or a sign. We were open, regular day. Kids just, they're in there on their tablets and lights start flickering. And that's when we know the skylight on our building flew off. And so sand and water coming down, and the kids had to get down the stairs to try to get to safety. So it was very traumatic because a lot of the kids, they were really terrified.
So people know, how many kids were at your child care, and what are the age ranges?
The age ranges from 6 weeks to age 13, but the age we had there was from 6 weeks to 5, and there were 28 children present.
You've been able to be with the kids since, or at least some of them? How are they doing?
I've been in contact with the parents. I have not. Well, some of them came over to help assist with the cleanup. So yes, so some of the families have been.
Are they doing okay mostly?
I think everybody's trying. The kids were just pretty terrified because we had one little guy just kept screaming, "I'm scared, I'm scared." So it was very heartbreaking. We all were just, So we're just trying not to cry. On my face, I've cried for days now.
I bet. And I know it's such a difficult time, but just so people do understand, I can't imagine having all those little ones under my care with no warning of the tornado. So how were you able to gather them and get them to a safer spot?
It was hard because they were freezing, because as the lights were flashing, they're kids. And like I said, they're on the tablets, and everybody know it's hard to get them off a tablet just a regular day. So just knowing now, you're saying, give me your tablet. So they're already melting down. And so we're literally it was 5 staff there. We were just picking them up 2 by 2, running them until we never were able even to make it to the basement. We had to go into a first floor restroom.
So the building was damaged severely. Is it a complete loss? Is it something that can be fixed?
Oh, it definitely can be repaired.
Okay.
So it's not a complete loss. We lost half of the roof. And with the rain coming down now, the rain has did what the rain do.
Right,
So
right.
it's kind of because before the ceilings were intact. So when the rain came, so all the ceilings and I guess with the water getting in, so things are kind of adjusting. And I guess the building maybe still settling from the tornado. So like a lot of things are falling.
Was your building tarped before that rain came in or no?
Yes, it is. It was tarp, but
Okay,
it just
good,
the rain still. Yes.
With that much rain and hail, I don't know how a tarp could withstand
Oh
that.
yeah.
So you are now helping to organize the St. Louis Early Childhood Tornado Response Team that formed within days of the storm. How did that form, and what are they doing right now?
It was a collaboration with all the, I don't have the name of everyone. Everyone just collectively getting together, just decided to stand up and say, hey, we want to do something to reach out. Because even though we were affected, by the grace of God, I do have insurance. We have resources, just have tremendous support with friends, family. I mean, because when we decided to clean up on that Saturday, we had between 80 to 100 volunteers and friends and family show up. So support system is truly amazing. And that's just touching, by itself. But this coalition was organized as Ready Readers, Stars Incorporated, the Baden Christian Care Center, We Power, United for Children, Gateway Early Childhood, and the Alliance and more. So they all decided to get together to do a collaboration because we don't have a union as child care providers. So we decided to get together maybe to do something because there are so many providers that were affected.
There's a food and supply drive that is happening tonight. We'll talk about that in a moment, but I know you still need help with cleanup.
Yes.
And I know they've been telling people to be careful about going to certain areas to help clean up because it is still dangerous. So if people do want to help in that way, is there an official channel for them to go through to sign up to come help, or what should they do?
Right now, I believe it's just pretty much Facebook, or they have those group me sites where it's just kind of as is, as needed. You'll post in the group or call a friend or family, and it's just kind of the word passing around. So it's no official site at this time.
Okay.
But physical help is definitely a need right now.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Physically, yes. Because it is, it's physical. It's you have roofing, tarping paper, trees. It just looks like something in a movie or a war zone it's pretty traumatic.
It is most of the neighborhood around the building like that? Have they all been damaged?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, no roofs, no sides. When you're driving through, we went through yesterday just trying to, go pick up food for some of the volunteers and some of the individuals where their houses are going, where you could see the living room, the tubs, the family room. So they've lost like the sides, where there's nothing there.
So for those who can volunteer physical labor, like you said, find an official channel on Facebook or one of the volunteer sites. We have links up as well where you can volunteer in that way. If
At
you're
KMOX.com. Yeah.
Yes. And if you're not able to volunteer physically, definitely major supply needs like diapers, baby wipes, formula, hygiene products, and so forth. So anything that a child care center would need.
Yes, ma'am. Because some of the families lost everything. Because some of the young ladies live in apartments and they didn't have renters insurance. So when the apartments, when the tornado hit, when it tumbled down, they lost everything. So they don't have anything. They only have the clothes on their backs.
Oh boy. At City Foundry tonight is the tornado relief night. It starts at 5:30. It goes until 8:30. Amy listed a bunch of things that are still needed, like the diapers, cleaning tools, gloves, trash bags. So all that, the collection is going to happen tonight at City Foundry, again, from 5:30 until 8:30 p.m. Will you be out there, or are you going to be in the neighborhood?
Yes, I definitely will be present. Yes.
All right.
So, assist, and I will be donating, as well, to the items that I need to donate.
And then, and I guess since you had 28 kids in your care and the building's not usable, what do those families do now? Where do the young kids go if the parents do still need childcare help?
Well, right now we are repairing. We're starting with some repairs today. But the sister daycare is what they're doing. They're allowing some of our children to attend their facilities, and even the staff. So they're allowing the staff and the children to come and attend their facilities until we get our facilities back up and running.
Well, Angela, we're sorry to talk to you like this, that all of this has happened, but you're doing good work, and we appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
Thank you all for having me.
That is Angela Malone, the owner and child care provider at Raggedy Ann and Andy Daycare. I think what we'll do probably over the coming days here is talk to other people who've been affected and how they've been affected and how the community can, come together to help. And so far, it looks like people in St. Louis have been doing that. And, we haven't had a storm like this come through the heart of the city like it did on Friday. So this is sort of, I guess, unprecedented. So the fact that people are coming out and are helping, and we are doing what we can here too. The city's website is stlrecovers.com. So you can find out, how to help. If you need help yourself, there are resources there. They do list things that are needed, items, not just money, but items that are needed. So go to stlrecovers.com. We at KMOX.com, we have a list of links there as well. You can find out how you can help, or again, if you need help for yourself, go to KMOX.com. And then later on tonight, as we mentioned, the whole reason we had Angela on was the 5:30 to 8:30 event that's happening at City Foundry. It is the Tornado Relief Night, and that is a drop-off spot too. So they need things like Amy mentioned, formula, diapers, wipes, baby items, hygiene products, non-perishable food, bottled water, cleaning tools, trash bags, garden tools, gloves, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of need out there right now.
And again, KMOX.com, that will direct you whether you can offer physical help because they need some strong arms, bodies able to move debris away, whether you want to donate items or whether you want to make a monetary donation. All of that will be on KMOX.com. And I know it probably goes without saying, but definitely necessary to work through well-known channels, go through KMOX.com, go through those channels, because unfortunately there can be scammers out there. So you don't want to find like a random place to give money and so forth and so forth. You want to make sure you're going through a well-known channel.
That's exactly right. So anything you missed on the show today, a lot of it was the press conference with Mayor Kara Spencer on the development at the SEMA office. So you can go back and listen on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. There will be continued updates throughout the day. We do believe that Mayor Spencer is going to address the media again at some point today. So we will have that for you here on KMOX, and you will, of course, get the latest from us. But Cardinals baseball is coming up next. The pregame show is around the corner. Then at 12:15 first pitch, the Cardinals will try to win the series against the Detroit Tigers. Beautiful day at Busch Stadium. Get out there. This is Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley telling you about i3 Broadband. You've heard me talk about them. They provide the internet in my home. I love them so much. The reliability.